So I saw a couple weeks ago an article online that they might be doing a Goonies 2, a sequel to the original 80s classic The Goonies. And I can't imagine it being good. What are they going to make it about? Everybody's grown up with kids, maybe grandkids at this point because we're all so old now. And maybe Chunk is like a DDP yoga instructor and he's like totally jacked and in shape and everything because after getting picked on and goofed on and made fun of for being a fat kid, he ended up getting in shape and all that stuff and helping people lose weight and all that stuff. Maybe Data from the movie works for like SpaceX or something and their kids, grandkids, like kind of find the back part of One-Eyed Willie's map where there's like a secret stash or something, and they go off trying to find that. Maybe the oh god, what was their name? The Fratellis are like out of prison now and trying to get revenge or something. I mean, I guess you could do that. I don't know if it'd be good. I don't know if it'd be good. I was talking to my wife about all this, and she was just like, no, they wouldn't be good. And so we started like talking about like sequels to classic 80s movies, and another one that came up was Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I guess you could do a sequel to that where Ferris is working at this company and he's married with kids and he has no life anymore, I guess. He's just work and come home and work and come home and rinse and repeat. He's got the kids and the grandkids or whatever at this point. Again, we're all getting old. And he's married to Mia Sarah. And he calls in sick at work and he kidnaps Cameron again, like in the original. And Cameron runs a Ferrari restoration business and they drink IPAs and go axe throwing. I don't know. I guess you could do that. It's basically just a new paint job on an old car. Would it be good? I don't know. And then we start talking about a sequel to Labyrinth, which is like my wife's favorite movie. It's a classic. And how could you do a sequel to Labyrinth? You kind of can't. David Bowie's passed away, and would it be good? I don't know. And I couldn't get that out of my head. And I just started thinking like if Jim Henson Studios were to make a sequel to Labyrinth, what would it be about? Well, I have an idea. And then I looked online to see if they were going to make a sequel to Labyrinth, and I saw this article. Let me scroll back up here. Labyrinth 2, Confirmation and Everything We Know. And this is back in February, so it's it's a little bit old, but it's not that old. I heard of rumors that they were going to do a sequel to Labyrinth with the Lady Gaga as the Goblin Queen. And it's still a project that we're very excited about and that it's confirmed, but it looks like they kind of hit a brick wall. It's been in development for a decade. No significant progress has been made. So I started thinking about this. What would be a good sequel to this classic story? And if you really do a deep dive into the lore of it, all these little guys here around the Goblin King, they're all named Toby. These are other children that he had taken and turned them into these little guys here, these Muppets, if you will. And there's Toby right there from the movie. So I'm thinking that how you can make this happen. You bring back Jennifer Connelly, obviously, as Sarah, and after the events that took place in 86 or whatever, the missing Tobys of the summer of 86, if you will, where these kids were like returned to their parents and stuff like that, and it's just kind of like an urban legend type of thing, and her character starts doing some homework to see if any other kids were taken. It's like, okay, well, it just happened to be that the Tobys were taken that she came across because the kid that she was babysitting was named Toby. What if there were some other kids? So she starts at the beginning of the alphabet, like like Aaron, and then goes into the B's. She starts looking up missing cases for Bobbies and Bills and then the letter C, and just she goes through the whole alphabet, and she sure there's some missing kids and stuff like that, but not like in mass like the Tobys were. And so now, yeah, here she is. She's babysitting her little shit of a grandson, and he's a little asshole. I hate you, Grandma. Take me to the mall. Bring me a grape soda. And he's just a little bastard. And they get in some kind of spat. She tells him to brush his teeth and go to bed. He's like, screw you. I hope the Goblin King takes you away or whatever. And she's like, there's no more Goblin King. And he's like, well, if there's a Goblin Queen, I hope she takes you away. I hate you, Grandma. Blah, blah, blah. Go kick rocks, asshole. I don't know. He's just a little shit. And she gets mad at him, slaps him or something. Then she realizes, she made a mistake. She shouldn't have done that. But she's having Vietnam flashbacks of the Goblin King. And gives him the good news. I hate you, Grandma. And he storms off in his room, slams the door. I hope the Goblin Queen takes you away, and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I'm so sorry. Please open the door. Let's talk. I didn't mean that, and all that stuff. And meanwhile, it's like a dark and stormy night, kind of like in the beginning of the original. And she gets ready for bed, and she feels upset, and she lays down to go to sleep. Anyways, this little asshole, Grandma, I want a grape soda, like hours later or whatever. Anyway, he gets up in the middle of the night, notices that, the doors are open in the house or whatever. And he opens up her door, and the window's open. The curtains are blowing. There's an owl in the windowsill, flies off, and he looks, turns on the light. Grandma's gone. Grandma's gone. So Jennifer Connelly's character, Sarah, is missing. And then it cuts to her waking up in a bed, but she's a Muppet. She's in the labyrinth, and she gets up out of bed, and all these other Muppets are looking at her and are, hi, Sarah, my name's Sarah too. And so now she's in the labyrinth with like 1,000 fucking Sarahs in there. And of all the names that she went through, she never thought to look up her own to see if any Sarahs were taken. And then you got the Lady Gaga as the Goblin Queen. And she's like, welcome, Sarah. We've been expecting you. So now she's a Muppet. She's trapped in the labyrinth. She can't get out. So now that the grandson has to follow in her footsteps from 1986 or whatever it was to try and rescue her grandma before his parents come home to pick him up from babysitting. And he runs into, all the classic characters from the original and stuff. And then, the journey goes from there where he tries to find his way to Grandma. But also it switches back over to her as a Muppet where she tries to escape the castle and tries to meet him and all that stuff. So anyways, that's my idea for a sequel to Labyrinth. And I pitched that to my wife, and she's like, that actually sounds like it could be good. And you'd have like a lot of song and dance, a lot of that, from the original and stuff. And, but also kind of make it a little Lovecraftian and dark and a little spooky in a way too. There you go. Jim Henson Studios. If you guys are watching this, I don't know. There's an idea for you. I got a friend that works over there. I haven't talked to him in a spell, but hopefully, Mike, you're watching this. Oh, and if you guys decide to greenlight this and go for it, if you need some fart sounds for the Bog of Eternal Stench, let me know. Should you need me? Should you need me? High fives and boners. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, I'll talk to you later.